guys, how are you? Welcome back to my vlog. If you're new here, welcome to my vlog. Today I wanted to kind of go over a app that I use on my phone. I actually use two apps, but this is my primary app called Carb Manager, and I'm going to log into it. It should auto log me. There we go. And so I wanted to go over the Carb Manager app because I've had a couple people message me in the past few months. What kind of apps are you using? Hey, how do you get the cool chart? How do you break down macros? What are macros? All of that kind of information that they don't know to look up. They don't know where to look it up at. That kind of stuff. So I'm going to go over this app with you and kind of explain a little bit as we go along. So this is once you pull up the app, after you've already got everything set up in your settings and your profile and stuff, this is called your daily log, and that is the first tab at the top. This is the way it looks on your phone as well. So it's very universal. And today I have had 3 egg whites scrambled. I've had keto biscuits and gravy. I had to make my own recipes. I'm going to show you how to do that in here as well. So this is what you get when you first log in. There is tabs at the top. I'm not going to show you that because it does show my email. And I'm not about to be adding random people or getting emails on that email, because that email is specifically for my kids and accounts and stuff that I have. So you're going to set up your settings. Your macro settings are first. So you want to set up carbs to track. Your best is to set up your net carbs. But if you have like diabetes and you need to do a diabetic type diet, you need to set up the diabetes carbs. Total carbs, unless you're going to subtract the fiber and the sugar alcohols on your own, it's probably just easier just to set it as net carbs and it will do it automatically for you. Track all macros, I turn that on. Macros, like I have said in the past, it is your fats, your proteins, your fiber, your carbs, and your calories. And all your other macros are like your vitamin levels and stuff like that. So you're going to also want to track your calories, of course. You're going to turn that on. You're deduct calories when I exercise. I have that turned on for some reason. Turn off. I do not want to deduct calories when I exercise. That's what you call net calories, and net calories is not the best thing to do, because if you exercise and you're just like, okay, well, I burned 200 calories, what's the first thing you think of afterwards? Oh, I can have this piece of cake. Oh, I can have the, you don't want to start making excuses in your head. So it's best just to see your overall calories, not your net calories. Show progress wheel. I don't have that turned. I don't have the progress wheel. I have the circle chart. So if you turn off the progress wheel, you get the circle chart. If you turn on the progress wheel, it's just, instead of the pie chart, it's just a progression bar chart in a circle. I don't know how to better explain that. Your units, you can do either US, imperial, or metric. Your calories can either be calories or kilo. And if you want to set your blood glucose, your ketones, your vitamin D level units and stuff like that, you can do that. You can also connect to Fitbit and Garmin. You can set your username, because it does have a community section where you can connect with other people and do public posting and stuff like that. So you would want to set a username. Track mealtime, I turn that off, and I don't show decimal values. And it says show keto grade for foods. Turn that on, especially if you're going to do like a low carb or keto kind of diet. You're going to want to see if you enter a food. Keto grade is basically, it tells you A, B, C, D, E, F kind of thing. That way you know what foods to avoid and what foods are best for you. If you don't know, you could, if you're going to do like meal planning and plan ahead, your dinner or something, you're going to go, okay, well, I'm going to have chicken and squash and this and this and this. Well, then it'll tell you keto grade for squash is probably like an F or a D level and best to avoid because it has a lot of carbs and that kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you all of that too. So if you need help or contact support, it's got all of that. And then, the account stuff. The next tab under the settings is at the top, and that's where you set all your information. So you pick your gender, your birth year, your height, your starting weight, and your current weight. So if you're already into your diet, it doesn't matter how far along into it. If you're still doing your diet, if you still want to track your meals and everything like that, you want to see how you're doing, how well you're doing, you want to learn about your food items and stuff like that. Put in your start weight and your current weight. If your start weight is your current weight and you just started, that's fine too. Put in your activity level. They have multiple activity levels. Mine is basically, I sit here. I can't get out and exercise it. There's not a whole lot that I can do. Okay, now up at the top, you've got another tab called macros. And this is where you want to set your calories deficit. And basically, your calories goal is whether or not you want to lose weight, maintain, or build muscle. So you want to select how much you want to decrease or increase the calories that you take in. My calories goal is 1,500 roughly, and I've only got a 26% calories deficit. Honestly, I could do with a higher deficit because I don't even reach that. If I wanted to do, say, 1,200 calories, it won't even let me go that far. If I did a 35%, it would be 1,300 calories, and at a keto range, it would adjust down here my macros. So if I wanted to calculate my macronutrient goals, it would be based on what diet I pick. Now this here is a drop-down menu, and it's a bunch of different diets. You've got low carb, high fat, keto, high protein, keto, no carb carnivore, low carb, moderate carb fat, balanced diet, zone diet, bodybuilding, high carb, low fat. I would assume that's for building muscle, right? High carb, low fat. You can put in custom percentages and custom grams as well. So at a 35% calorie deficit for my height and my current weight, it is going to put me at keto, 17 grams of net carbs, 86 grams of protein, and 107 grams of fat. Now, as you lose weight, I think this app is supposed to auto adjust your macros, but it is best every 10 pounds to double check and make sure, or adjust your, what your deficit is going to be if you want to kind of decrease or increase the amount of calories based on what you're losing already or not losing. If your activity level changes, you need to put that in there so that it can calculate it correctly and everything like that too. So there is an option at the bottom called Ease Into My Diet. So when you start a new way of eating, you don't want to just kind of dive right in. I dove right in. Like literally the next morning, I made a grocery list. I went out shopping. I made a meal plan. I was going to do it. It was going to happen. Some people like to ease into it and figure stuff out as they go. A lot of people like to do the elimination diet, which is something that I encourage, and a lot of people that are trying to diet or thinking about dieting or having issues in their dieting, I automatically go, hey, try elimination diet. Go through, your meal plans and your scale and non-scale, your measurements and stuff, and compare every day. Weigh yourself daily for like 2 weeks or something like that. And if you're still at a stall and you can't lose, be like, okay, well, I ate this and I gained 0.4, and then I ate this the next day and these were my macros and I lost 0.4. You see what works with your body and how, if your calories are different, if your macros are different, how it's affecting your body. So the Ease Into Your Diet option on here will smoothly adjust your macros and calories from the standard maintenance diet, which is 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat, to your desired diet over like several days. It'll do it for you. But that doesn't exactly teach you what you should be eating unless you're really paying attention to the grade level on the food that I will show you. It's just to make the transition easier, and then you could do premium stuff. I don't pay for premium. I don't pay for premium for anything as far as my phone goes or anything. I don't do it. It's a waste of money. So diet goals, if you want to set like diet goals, I don't set those. The ones that are for your macros are automatically set in here, but if you want to say, let's go down here, maybe your cholesterol. If you're looking at like, well, you're going to automatically, your cholesterol level is going to drop if you're losing weight and you're eating right and stuff like that. But if you want to keep your cholesterol under a certain amount, then you can put in there to meet that goal specifically. If you want certain net carbs for certain meals or snacks and you want to break it down so that you meet those specific goals, then you can do that in here too. You can put that in there. Your vitamin levels and stuff like that. It's very, very detailed. Health goals and advanced are, I believe, you have to pay for them. No. Health goals is water, sleep, steps, what waist size and stuff like that, what goals you want to get to. And advanced, customize your meal plans. I'm guessing planning ahead, meal timing, kind of like an alarm. You need to eat at this time, that kind of information. So we're going to go up to your daily log, which is the first thing you see when you log in. And we're going to look at this. So like I said, I have the pie chart. And it breaks down my food for me over here. So I've had 4 grams of my 17 net carb allowance, which is 7 total carbs minus 3 fiber and whatever sugar, alcohols. You subtract sugar, alcohols too. And my fats, my proteins, and my calories. So those are all my macros. So say I wanted to add in a snack. We're going to go over here. I'm going to add a snack. You're going to click the 3 lines over on the side, and you're going to go add foods. And say I want to have some of my pork rinds. I'm going to add in so that's that right there. And they have user contributions, and it has like a little yellow line here to give you like a title basically. And if you're not seeing the footer, you can create a custom food kind of thing. So you just click on it and it will bring it up. And like I said, it will tell you the grade of the food. This is an A level, very, very good for keto for your diet. And then here you can adjust how much you had. So this is 1 serving or 1 of something, and over here is fractions. And then ½ ounce is a serving for this. Usually the serving size itself is the first option. If not, then I guess however you can figure it out, grams, ounce, if you measure it out kind of thing. So say I did that, and then it's got here if you want to change it from a snack to like a lunch or whatever like that, you can click on that. You can write a rating or a review for the product itself, and then it breaks down everything in here that's going to go onto your macros so that you can look at it and just kind of get an overview. So, and then you go up here and you check the check mark to accept it. There you go, and it's added. So you just click the X at the top, and there it is right there. And if you need to edit or anything, you can click to edit or to view it, or if you want to copy this or a recipe or an entire meal plan, like say you had the same exact breakfast the next day, you just go up to the three dots and you go copy to, and then you click on the next day. Now, if you needed to, say, enter a recipe or something that isn't you can't scan a barcode, if you can't do that or snap a picture of it, or you can't find it under the search bar and you need to enter the recipe, you can either do custom, which you type the name of it, the serving size, you can choose a picture or an icon, you can publish it so everybody else can use it too if they're trying to find the same thing and can't find it, and then you put in all of the information for it that's on the label. Like say if you had a product and you tried to scan it and it just won't scan that product no matter how many times you've tried, and you're getting really frustrated with it and you're just like, okay, well I've eaten this, I need to have it on my calendar thing. You go up here. I'm gonna close this out. Oops, I meant yes. You're gonna go into, click your dots, add foods or the plus sign at the top. Sorry, and it should pop up your search thing. It should have all your little tabs at the top. You click the new at the very top, custom, and you put all that information in. Or you can click the new at the top, and if it's a recipe that you're trying out or that you found online and it just doesn't have all the macros in it, you click recipe, you type in the name of it, how many servings it is, the weight maybe per serving, your prep time, your cook time, photo. You can publish it to the database so other people can, if they're using the same recipe, can find it. Your ingredients, you click here, the plus sign, you type in your ingredient, you find it, you add it, you hit the X button, you type in your next ingredient, you find it, you add it, kind of thing. You can also scan, snap a photo as well. The same thing as searching for any food item. And then under here you type in the instructions on how to make the product itself, and then it will automatically, when you put the recipe in, it'll pop up like this, which I have 2 recipes that I've used. It'll pop up and it'll tell you, okay, this is a really good recipe. It's grade A because it's low carb. And it will automatically, since I said it's like 10 servings, it will automatically dole out the servings. It will do the math for you as far as your macros for you and everything like that. And then you have your recipe at the bottom and all your macros. So it does it for you, which is really cool. So if you don't know how to portion size, which was one of my biggest problems, was, oh, I can't do this recipe because I don't know what a serving size is for this recipe. I don't know, it says it makes servings for 4, but it doesn't tell me what the macros are. I don't know how many carbs it is, kind of thing. Put all the information in there and how to make it and the approximate serving size. It'll figure it out for you. That is like one of the best features I can tell you that it has. All right, so at the top of your daily log, you can also go in depth per day. I had to restart my account because my email was incorrect. So it starts today for this, and you can look at what you did overall, all of your nutrients and stuff like that. And then at the top, if you're going to drink some water, you just click on the water thing. Same thing as your app on the phone. You just click on the water thing and it adds water. To track your water, you can track your steps. All you have to do is hit the plus sign. It's always a plus sign to enter something. You can label it brisk walk, or I went to the river, or whatever, how many minutes, how many calories approximately burned, how many steps. Unfortunately, you have to put in your own calories burned. The best way I can do it is there's a calculator online. You just Google search for it. steps or activity level, calories burned kind of calculator. And that's usually how I roughly estimate. Alright, so foods on the side tab is like the quick search for foods and your recipes and stuff like that. Exercise on the side tab. If you want to enter your exercise, like say cardio, if I type in walk, it's going to come up with different kinds of walks. Like that. And you can kind of select from there if it's a preloaded kind of information. You can put in your weights, and it's got it separated by body part, lower back, quads, shoulders, traps, triceps, etc., etc. Equipment, you can do that, like what equipment you used. Quick find my exercises. You can kind of say what it is, like an example, and submit that. Alright, your measurements. So this is where, in your settings, your starting measurement will be here. Now, if you need to adjust this, like say I had to restart my settings, my app, I had to restart it today, so it said April 7th and it was like 272.2. Honestly, if you just click the plus sign at the top, you can go back and select a date. And then you just go over here, and if that one was wrong, just delete it. That's what I did. It said April 7th, and it had the beginning date, so I just deleted that one and added in my own beginning date for that. And that's it's a pretty steady decline. At the top, you have to pay for premium for body, insulin, glucose, ketones, cholesterol, and blood pressure measurements to be tracked. You can also, at the drop down menu, you can track like your BMI and stuff like that. Oh, it kicked me out. You can track your BMI, your body fat, your waist size, and all your other sizes and stuff like that, but you have to pay premium for all of that too. And then that's the same as like your macros on your daily log. You can just see it in a bigger screen there. Everything, like I said, you got to pay premium. So your macros, your exercise, your fasting, your hydration, and your sleep. To have all of that tracked, you got to put it in. You got to pay for it. So now there's a community tab. And there's my little screen name, and there's Michael. And that's where you, in your settings, your username that you put in, that's what everybody's going to see. So you can link up, or you can write something kind of like a Facebook post, and they can reply to it and heart it and stuff like that. They can also, when you link up with someone, you have to invite them. And basically you need to know their email. So you have to write in their email, and it will send them an email, and they have to approve the friend request. And then it will add them here, and you will see them on your news feed. Well, not only that, but if I clicked on his stuff, it will show me his daily log and his foods and recipes and stuff like that. So I can see all of that. His family and friends, what challenges there are. So the community. Let's go back to that. So the challenge tab at the top, you can join a challenge, and there's one that's running from yesterday to May 4th, and basically it's a Carb Manager challenge, and you're supposed to earn points per day. I think this automatically logs your points. So if you stay under a certain carb goal, or at a certain calorie goal, or within certain protein goals, etc., 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 you get points for all of that. Now, if you connect under the challenge, the connect area, you can talk to other people, see their usernames and stuff, and they're talking about their challenges if they're on it and stuff like that. And then there's a leaderboard, so you can see the highest points and everything. I haven't done any of the challenges yet. Maybe I'll wait until May to see what they've got. maybe. And then there's groups at the top, so you can join groups and have some support or show some support or anything like that. You can also create a group with the new plus sign right there. There's also an online forum that sends you to another page. And then there's success stories. So people post success stories on here. So if you want to share your story, you can click on that. You can add photos and talk about your weight loss and stuff like that. Now there's also paid premium for analysis, diet plan, meal planner, and reports. I can't click on those because I don't pay for it. But recipes and meal plans I can click on. And that's basically being able to look up some cool recipes and stuff like that. And it will tell you the macros underneath it of each one and the ratings. So like there's a keto shepherd's pie. I've done that before. I've done my own version. I do tend to edit a lot of these recipes for myself as far as preference goes, or seasonings or anything like that. You can search for specific recipes. It has a drop-down menu for main dishes, sides, snacks, desserts, breakfasts, beverages. There's meal plans. I guess other people that have posted their meal plans. Low carb, specialty keto, and regular keto jumpstart. And then you can import your own recipe. I just kind of add recipes as I go for my macros in the daily log, like I showed you. If I'm just kind of winging it or whatever. But if you do go to, say I wanted to make keto chicken cauliflower bake here, you have to pay for the premium in order to look it up. But I look it up online, so I'm still going to end up finding this recipe at some point in time. I'm just not going to pay for it. And if you are struggling with dieting, with understanding how to diet and stuff like that, at the very bottom tab over here, there's a Learn About Keto. And it has articles for beginners, what are macronutrients, fats and stuff like that. Just basically a really good breakdown of things that people ask in groups and stuff like that. How to deal with stuff. So you click on it and it pops up the whole article right there. You just read through it. You don't have to pay for this part of it. And then people like comment and stuff, so you can read their comments, and it's very interactive. See, and it explains macronutrients and everything like that. So I think that's a very, very useful tool for beginners especially. So we're going to go back to my daily log over here. Yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything. And it shows you not only up here, but it breaks it down over here per item, what the net carbs and fat and proteins are. I'm actually going to move it over so you can probably see it a little better, because I think my picture's like in this area. Not only does it break it down over here, but it breaks it down per item over here, so that you can see, okay, well, this was 32 fats and 5 protein and 1 net carb. But say I had something that was like several net carbs, and I'm just like, oh, well, maybe I should avoid that next time. That literally was just that item that really set me over, kind of thing. And if you go and click on, like I said, the item, it will bring it all up for you. And you can adjust it if you need to. Calories burned, I don't understand, unless you do net calories, I guess, and you track like your exercise, and it'll track your net calories, and it'll say like, oh, for you exercised around breakfast, so you're adding in your calories that you burned, and it will subtract it, and then you'll get your net calories. I think that's how that works. You can also add in notes or reorder like what you ate first. I don't know why that's even an option. Or you want to move a breakfast item to a lunch item, you can move it down, kind of thing. You can create a recipe from this drop down menu itself. If you want to add a note, say, I'm awesome, cool story, bro. It's going to put it right here in your breakfast thing. Cancel. So yeah, there's that. So basically everything is either a plus sign in the top corner or it's just right there and you just need to enter the information itself. It tracks it all for you. Make sure you're entering your weight as you go so you have that tracked correctly. If you need to change your macros directly, you know, change them here, change your activity level, change your calorie deficit that you want to do, change your plan. Maybe if your plan's just not working, you're not losing weight, you know, or whatever, change it, change your ratios up a little bit and see what happens. Drop your carbs, drop your proteins or something. You can also, when you go to apply your macros, you can do it on specific days. You can, advanced feature would be like apply to all your future days or apply to past and future days kind of thing. So, and then click on apply. But that is the overall explanation of the Carb Manager app, and I hope that has helped some of you a little bit in understanding it better and make it easier to navigate. And I hope it helps you with your dieting, and I want to wish everybody good luck with their diets. And if you need any support or anything like that, feel free to leave me a comment or send me a message, and I will try my hardest to show the support that you need or to respond back the best way that I can and give you any words of encouragement or where to look for more information. So I will catch you guys in another video at another time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.